Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tatianna Joseph, aka Anna J, and we back with another video. Today is gonna be a chit chat. Get ready with me. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story while I get ready to go out. I did my hair off camera because I just wasn't sure that it would come out cute, but it actually did. My curls did drop, and as you can see, the sides are in the front are kind of curled differently, but at the same time, I'm like, it's different, but it's like cute. I might have somebody fix it for me, I'm not sure, but I'm kind of liking the, I don't know, like it's different to me. It's creative. It's like you get one girl here and you get a different girl here. You know, it's like two different girls. I don't know. I like it. I don't know what I'm gonna wear today, but I'm thinking of a dress, but it's limited with my dresses. It's very limited. I'm not quite sure what dress I'm gonna put on. So maybe it won't be a dress. It'll probably be something else. But we are growing. So continue to subscribe to my channel. Do that, and do that again. Before we go any further, let me show you guys the little fit I have on. So I'm wearing this sweater and some shorts, and then I'm wearing my brown bubble shoes. You know, we always matching over here. We're always matching. There's never a day where we're not matching. Like, you gotta get the program. But this outfit is cute, so I think I might just keep this on. So really, it's not a get ready with me. It's just a chat with me. I don't know. We're going to figure it out as we go. I'm going to give you guys the tea because this has been some time since I left. But I'm going to give you guys the tea on why I left Skechers. If you did not know, I was a manager at Skechers. And then I got promoted to being a store manager. So I had my own store and I did vlog that. And this was around like Vlogmas where I was really showing you guys my store and how big it was and all yada, 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 yeah. First and foremost, I'm the type of person, I'm very understanding. I feel like I'm very hardworking. And not even I feel like anybody that I've worked for, my parents, everybody around me can see I'm very hardworking. But what you're not gonna do is play with me. And if you play with me, you got to go. If anybody would tell you, I'll fall out with the world about my respect. I'll fall out with the world when it comes to me, myself, and I, because I don't play about me. I don't play about me. I don't play about my respect. I don't play about my time. I don't play. So long story short, I got promoted in such a short amount of time. When it was first brought to me, if I would want to have my own store, I think I was only with the company for like a month and a half, 2 months max. So when they told me like, yo, do you want to work here? Well, no, I was already working there. When they came to me and they're like, do you want your own store? I'm like, sure, let's go. Like, I really want my own store. Let me just put this out there. I was very nervous because I wasn't expecting to get promoted so fast. And at the same time, I was still being trained for the assistant manager position that I already had. So technically speaking, it's kind of like, you know, it's like, And mind you, this is 2023. So at this time, I had just gotten a car accident. There were so many things going on. And I'm like, I do want more money, you know, because when you get promotion, you get more money. So I'm like, why not? Let's do it. I had like, I think 2 to 3 interviews for the job. Mind you, I'm already working with the company. So I had the upper hand kind of in a sense because I was working with the company. I'm excited about it. I wanted more money because at the time, mind you, I had just gotten a car accident. So I'm like, now I need money to get a car. And that was my biggest goal. And sidetrack, before we even jump into that, I got my first car at 23 years old. So it's never too late and it's never the wrong moment to get your car. Like, don't make people feel like just because they got their car at 16, 17, 18 and you had to wait until your 20s that, you know what I'm saying? I was a late bloomer, so I didn't have my own car. So I'm like, you know what? I really want to have my car now. So with that promotion, I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, yo, I'm going to be able to get my own car. So I was really excited. And it took some time to really like settle for me because a lot of times I always kind of give myself the short end of the stick. So I'm like, it's not gonna happen for me. I don't think it's gonna be possible. And I was kind of like talking to myself in that way because I'm like, just in case it doesn't come to me, at least I know. I was already preparing myself for it, even though it's not a good trait and it's something that I've been praying to God that I can get rid of. Because as I get older, you know, faith over fear. So if I'm constantly putting myself in fear and doubt, I'm never gonna give God room to work. I was praying on it and I'm like, God, is this what I need to do? And I remember having dreams, like even prior to working at Skechers, I had 3 job offers and literally Skechers was the job for me to do. And my mom gave me confirmation. She's like, I see you working with shoes. You know, Skechers is shoes. So I'm like, we gonna go to Skechers. I prayed about it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the opportunity. I'm gonna take the chance. Keep in mind, this is 2023. I was being really consistent with content and I was getting noticed. I was getting some followers, some traffic to my page because again, I think I always tell you guys this, but this is my second Instagram. So my first Instagram, I deleted it myself and then I created a new one because I wanted to start fresh, which is what I kind of end up doing anyways. So with me starting fresh, I had to kind of rebuild. I was making videos on TikTok, Instagram, I was posting on YouTube, and I was very consistent. Mind you, 2023 was my faith it year. So I was doing everything on faith. I'm gonna hop back on YouTube because I've been had a YouTube channel, but I said 2023, I'm going to push myself to greater heights, to greater levels. When the opportunity came for the job, I'm like, you know, it's my faith it year. Let me actually be a store manager, because to trust me with the store, I'm like, God, you sure? But I knew I had it in me. Like, I knew I had that dog in me. Like, I had that hustler in me. I could do it. So regardless of the fact, I'm like, I'm gonna take it, which is what I ended up doing. Thankfully, God still worked above my doubt, above my fears, and he came through. The money was looking good. Everything was looking good. The hours were good. I was really busy though. It took a lot of time out of my other activities, but because I really wanted to do content, I was pushing content while also working a full-time 9 to 5. And mind you, because I was a store manager, there were days I wasn't even supposed to be on schedule, but I'm showing up at least for 2 to 3 hours, checking the store, making sure the store was good. My peers, everybody was super nice to me. And when I had training, this is when I was starting to see a whole nother side of retail. I've always worked in retail, so it was kind of like, might as well. So for me, becoming a store manager after being a sales associate or like just a key holder and then assistant manager, it was kind of like, wow, this is like, I'm chilling with the big dogs. I've always been a manager, but now I'm the store manager. So this is my store. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like mind blowing for me. And finally, my training, that's when I started to see things unravel in a different light. Obviously, because I'm a store manager, now I'm sitting with other store managers. They're my equals. And I'm looking around the room and I'm like, whoa. That's when it hit me. Mind you, I already said yes to the promotion. I already said yes to training, and I had been training. But when I went into that first meeting, it kind of changed for me. I'm sitting there, and mind you, I'm looking around the room, and I'm either the youngest or the second youngest person in that room. And everybody's talking about they've been with the company 8 years, 9 years, 20 years, 15 years. And I'm looking at me and I'm like, yo, I just got here last week. That's what it seemed like to me. But I had just gotten there like, what, 3 to 4 months ago. So to me, I was like, wow, this is really God. I have not been with the company long and they trusted me enough to be a store manager. But at the same time, I'm grateful. But on the other side of it, I'm like, is this something that I really want to do? And I'm looking around the room and I'm looking at all these people, amazing people. They're passionate about being a store manager. They're passionate about having a team underneath them. They're passionate about the company. And I'm like, the company's all right, but will I make this my life? Like, can I make a career out of this? Would I feel successful? And honestly, I tried to fake it. I'm like, you know what? No, let me not have no second thoughts. That's just the devil playing in my mind and I'm just tripping. When I left that meeting, it was so many things going on in my mind and I was like, yo, this is insane. And anybody that knows me or through social media that you guys have kind of gotten to know me a little bit, I am somebody that's really always happy all the time. Rarely have my bad days, and the days that I am not up to par, I'm pretty neutral. And when I got that promotion, it's like I went from here to here. The switch happened so fast and I'm like, nah, bro, like this ain't for me. And I tried to fake the funk and I'm like, let me try to see it through. I played in my own face because it was like, how dare you feel that way and then not take a step back? Like, you still try to go through it. Now, at this point, I got my car. I was trying my best. I was trying my hardest. And I felt like I was trying to prove something to everybody around me because I was one of the youngest or the youngest. I remember 2 weeks into the promotion, we were like building up my store. We were doing so many things to build up the store. I got sick. I knew something was wrong because I'm not the type of person that just gets sick like this. Maybe this guy trying to tell me something. We're like literally unpacking the truck and it's pallets worth of things that I'm taking off the truck. I'm lifting up big boxes. Keep in mind, that's in the job description and that's what Skechers employees do anyways. But because I was the store manager, I'm in the front, like I'm trying to work with all the bigger guys and I'm like pulling boxes off, my nails done. And mind you, my nails were long at that time. I'm like trying to keep up. I'm trying to prove myself to all these people. And finally, I get sick. I'm literally like fighting against my body. I'm fighting against my mental health. I'm fighting literally every day, waking up not feeling fulfilled and feeling like I made the wrong decision. And I knew I made the wrong decision, but it was kind of like, you know what? So let's backtrack real quick because I want to be correct. I got hired at Skechers July. August was when I spoke with the district and the regional manager for my promotion. But I was sick and I have witnesses. So then I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to come in tomorrow, at least a day. Mind y'all, The way I was feeling, I came to work with a mask on my face each and every time I was at work. I'm sick and I know I'm sick and I'm coming to work just to prove myself. So then there was this one particular day, like my body was really hot, but it was cold in there. And that's why I knew something was wrong. And I'm wearing my mask and literally like, this is going to be TMI, but snot is coming out of my nose. But clearly nobody can see because I'm wearing a mask and I'm coughing, I'm sneezing. My body's hot, but it's cold in there. And I'm feeling very lightheaded. So I know something was wrong with my body. So I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to come in tomorrow. You know, it's been a lot. I'm taking boxes off the truck. So I think I was inhaling the dust over time, and that's what pretty much got me sick. Plus being around other people who probably was sick too. Oh, I think there were some people that were sick because they had like, some people are throwing up. It was a whole lot going on. So being around all those people, plus me inhaling the dust, it was so much going on. And I'm like, I don't think I could make it. And this is when I realized no career, if I'm being real, no one really would care about what's going on with you. As long as it's making money, it's making sense. If you're not benefiting the company in some way, shape, or form, then it's kind of like, granted, you can make connections and relationships, but when it comes to business, it's business. And, you know, you just got to understand that. So I'm not faulting nobody for that. But I was sick and I could not perform. I could not show up as my best self. But you telling me to show up anyway, calling me lazy because I don't want to come to work. So slowly but surely, I'm like, oh, so you're showing me your true colors. I'm not going to take disrespect, and I'm surely not going to feel like I'm small, like I'm a dog, or making me feel like I'm lazy because I can't come into work one day because I'm really sick and almost passed out. Long story short, I ended up going to work the next day. Let me tell you how bad it got. It got so bad, my eyes were low. I always needed to take a second because I was getting lightheaded. I was sneezing and coughing. Mind you, I'm still wearing my mask, still washing my hands and stuff. But again, if you're sick, it's gonna be in the air. So I think they saw how bad I was and they sent me home early, but I was already at work for 5 hours. So I really could have finished my shift. You get what I'm saying? So it was then that I was like, yo, this is crazy. So I went home. And I'm literally crying because I'm like, yo, I don't feel good. And this is not like me to feel this horrible. Like, I had too many symptoms. I'm like, what's really going on? Like, what's tea? When I came back to work, I wasn't feeling 100%. Everything's fine, or so I think. I would leave work crying, full-blown tears, because everything that I did for that day was not good enough. I feel like I accomplished and I tackled so much. I missed one or two things, and I'm being looked at like, well, you should know better. And out of respect, then it got to the point where it's like, hold on. Because I feel like anytime I say something, I have to hold my tongue. Obviously, I'm trying to be professional, and that's why I would. But at the same time, you don't let nobody play with you. Y'all know me. I'm Christian, so any job that I get, I let them know beforehand, I'm not working on Sundays. I'm not compromising that day. Some people, like, they'll still work on Sundays. They'll work after church. Me, I ain't gonna work at all on Sunday. Like, that's the day. It's already busy enough for church. Why would I want to work that day? You get what I'm saying? And like, that's just my own personal preference. If you still work on Sundays, that's you. But I would not be caught working on no Sunday. And if I did, it was because it was very important. So granted, like, I know I'm a store manager, but everybody knew my availability. Open availability except for Sundays, because those are the days I need to have off. Religious purposes. Can you respect that? You get what I'm saying? When I was trying to communicate that, you come around and tell me, well, it was in a job description, you should have been knew this. But you know my schedule. So no, absolutely not. And I also made my own schedule being the store manager. So like, there would be days I would make myself off, and then I'll go back in and I see that I'm on. So guess who didn't show up for their shift? Absolutely not. I think I only came like once or twice when I was actually put on the schedule because it was really busy and I could not, like, I had to go in. But other than that, no, don't play with me like that. So when I see you trying to change my schedule, I'm changing it right back, or I'm going to keep it the way you think, and I'm not going to come in. Granted, okay, I probably was wrong for that, but at the same time, you knew what it was and what it wasn't. And then you being rude about it. So yeah, absolutely not. You putting yourself on there, but not me. I remember I had a conversation, and this particular day, this day really set it off for me. I was talking with somebody on the phone, and I was talking about the Sunday thing, and literally, I got hung up on. They hung up in my face. And mind you, I'm in the middle of talking. And to show my anger and to show that, yo, like, this is not okay, I literally sat there with the phone to my ear, dumbfounded like this. Literally, I'm looking off into space with the phone still to my ear because I'm like, I can't believe that happened to me. Me, being respectful, but now I'm going to show you I don't play that. So I texted the person right after. I said, hey, I don't know if it was intentional, but you hung up in my face mid-sentence. No hard feelings or anything, but I'm just communicating to let you know it happened. I didn't get to finish talking to you about my schedule, but we can resurface that conversation at a later time. Making sure we open the store is my main priority. When I said this is because my store was new. When I said I'm taking boxes off and doing all this stuff, literally I'm building up the store before like it opened. So it's not like we had customers coming in or nothing like that. I think we were on crunch time at this time. Anytime our arrival date would come, we would not be ready for it. So it kept getting pushed back. It kept getting pushed back, the grand opening. So finally they were like, well, we're gonna give this last week to go crazy, to go ham so that we can open up the store. So then I was just like, making sure we open the store is my main priority right now. And I'll be there tomorrow morning for bulk count. See you in the morning. They then responded in saying, oh no, I'm super flexible with that, but it's just that Sundays, this and that. And I had people there with me in the room and they seen how my body language literally shifted and changed. Did I meet some amazing people along the way? Yes. But that part right there was when I really said, oh yeah, this is not for me. I'm already in a room full of people that's talking about, I've been here for this long, I've been here for this long, I'm about to retire with the company. And I'm like, I'm not. So I had to keep it real with myself and I got so frustrated. What I was doing was not enough, even when I gave 100%, because I was getting sick a lot more. My body was taking hits. I wasn't really sleeping as often, eating as often. Sometimes I couldn't even eat on my break. I'm still working. It was so much going on, yo. Like, I don't do anything for you to applaud me. I don't do anything for a money reward, but I want you to respect my time. And if I'm giving you my time and my energy and I'm doing the best that I can with the limited training that I got, because keep in mind, to be a store manager, I feel like you should at least go through 2 months of training. And the training that I got was probably 2 weeks. And I had to get all this information in my brain all at once. And keep in mind, I was only with the company for 1 month. So you mean to tell me I barely got trained to be an assistant. Now I get promoted to be a store manager. And you want me to know all these things. So I'm frustrated because if I make a mistake, oh, you're not doing enough. If I made a mistake, oh, this person want to do it that way, then give the person the job. Like that was my frustration. So I was like, you know what? I prayed about it and I said, God, you're gonna make a way for me when I leave here because I'm not staying. So I called him, the person, and I told him straight up, I said, yo, I gotta leave. I gotta go because I cannot stay here no more. And I pretty much told him like, it's more than I thought. And it's a lot going on. I spoke to everybody that I worked with that hired me throughout the process. I even spoke to HR. I made sure I got paid out all my vacation time and sick hours. I made sure I got all those back. So my last check, hefty. Yeah, that took it over. Like all those things that was happening. And I feel like it gets to a point, yes, we're professional. We have to act like adults. We're not gonna act like babies. Don't overcomplicate things. Because yes, we're at work and yes, the company is important. We love the company. The company comes first when we're at work, but work wasn't my life. And a lot of these companies talk about some work-life balance, but where's the balance? Because you want me to be here 24/7. You want me to give this my all 24/7? Absolutely not. My phone died, but we back. I feel like a lot of times I try to keep myself in this box. Like I've always been trying to prove myself to others. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I have nothing to prove to anybody. I need to show up for me. Only person I need to approve or whatever is me and God. Because at the end of the day, I'm my biggest critic. But above all else, I'm trying to get to heaven. So God is the person I need to do things for and do things. But anybody else, man's approval, and even to the point where like outside of work, I was trying to live up to the standard for like my family and all this. And I'm like, at the end of the day, nobody's life is perfect. If you opened up the life of everyone's book in my family, there's something that they did wrong that a lot of people was probably like, what? I had to also put myself in that predicament for me to really see, girl, you gotta chill. Long story short, there was a lot of days me leaving work crying in tears. There was a lot of days of feeling like they should have gave the job to somebody else because the way you communicate with me is showing like you don't respect me in this job. And a lot of people are gonna say, oh, it was tough criticism, it was tough love, it was this and that. No, it was not. No one knows how I feel because no one was in my shoes. And again, for the sake of a lot of reasons, I'm not dropping names and I'm not dropping exact incidents, but I'm letting you guys know the general things that happened that I would share with anybody else. Everybody around me, they're adults. So why do I feel like I'm in a playground? And keep in mind, I'm not saying like a playground, like kids yelling and screaming and this and that, but like the constant bickering. Someone would tell you this, and then behind their back, someone tell me this. And I'm like, y'all, this ain't high school. And I loved my team. I loved everybody that I met. I loved the people that hired me. I loved my store manager before I was a store manager myself. I loved the team that I worked with when I was an assistant manager. I loved the team that I had when I was a store manager. But I had to let go and I had to let God. So 2023 was my faith year. And when I said I faithed it out, once I left that job last year, which was 2024, was one of the years mind-blowing. The things that God did for me, the opportunities that I had because I left. When I say God did his big one, he really did. So if you're afraid of stepping out on faith, I'm not telling you to quit your job, y'all. But I'm telling you to really step out on faith for the things that you need. So for me, content creation was my biggest thing, and I was doing it while working. I'm talking about I'm tired. I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm editing a video all the way until 3 and 4. Most times I wouldn't sleep, and I'm working a full shift, sometimes 12-hour shifts, and then I'm coming back home to repeat and do it all over again. I was really still vlogging. I was still going out. I still made time. Sometimes I would go out after work, have a change of clothes, and then I would literally go out to create content. Sometimes I would just go home to take a shower, but I'm back doing content because I really wanted to do it. So when I left the job, it was like God moved in so many ways, and granted, it was never easy. Everything wasn't all peachy because there were times where I felt like I should have stayed. There were times where I felt like I made the wrong decision. There was times where I doubted myself, cried myself to sleep because I felt like I made a mistake, cried myself to sleep because I felt like I was a failure, cried myself to sleep because I felt like my family was looking at me a different way. Then being a full-time minister at church, being the youth president, then having to step up and do so many activities, do so many other things. So I'm dropping the ball in my content life to make sure I'm doing church right, and then I'm dropping the ball in church because I'm trying to do content. And it was like so many things going on at once. I said, yeah, I had to leave. I took the chance, and me taking that chance, me stepping out on faith, God showed up for me. He showed up for me. And when I left, everybody in my house was laughing. The associates and the team that I had was amazing. And I feel like it just wasn't my place. That first meeting showed me this is not where I'm supposed to be. I was like, I don't want this for my life. I don't want this for my future. And I'm glad I didn't stay because I saw how my future would have looked had I stayed. And doing content full time has changed my life. It's put me in a position that I'm super grateful for. The amount of things that I've lost, the amount of times that I've cried, the amount of times that I doubted myself, the amount of times that I felt like I made the wrong decision, the amount of times that I was like, yeah, I should have done that. And as recent as last week or 2 weeks ago, where I am now and what I want to do now is to continue to grow. This was my transparency moment, showing you guys that it's possible, showing you guys that it's tough, but granted, I had the upper hand because I still do live with my parents. So it was kind of like, there's people that can't do that because you don't live with your parents anymore. You live on your own, so you gotta stay there, you gotta thug it out, and I want you to. But this is my journey, and this is how God was able to push me and carry me through 2023, last year even, all of the years and how things went. But I know that God's gonna carry me further, and I know that the place where I'm gonna be, this next chapter that I'm about to be in, is exactly where I need to be. It's gonna be uncomfortable for me, but it's necessary for my growth. And I'm just glad that everything happened to me for a reason so that I can see the benefits, like see how good it is to really put yourself first and put yourself out there. The advice I would give to anybody who's also in my shoes, don't quit your job until you have something else that you probably want to do better. And don't quit it for content full time, especially if you're a beginner and you're still a small creator. Don't do it yet. I would say just be smart about it because you never want to put yourself in a position where you feel like you made a mistake. So just see it through. There's more to come. So stay tuned because there's going to be a part 2 on this, on the new endeavor that I got. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It was your girl, Tatianna Joseph. If you are not subscribed, go subscribe right now and show me some love. Love you guys. See you guys in my next video. Bye.